You know Michael League? He said, try to think of some person who has these three skill sets who is not working. You deliver the goods, you're a good hang, and you're dependable. If you're a great musician and you can deliver what's needed for that gig, you got that covered. If you're a good hang is right here in the middle. It's the tallest one because 4 hours are on stage and sound check. 20 hours are on the tour bus.
Those are social skills,
So you've got to be able to hang and communicate in dependability. If you're the guy who's late for the bus, or you're the guy who doesn't show up at the airport in time, either one of those can damage your career horribly. But those three skill sets, if you have them down, I can't think of anybody who's not working. Dizzy said, man, why do people clap at a middle section of some of your solos? And I said, because I go, ba-doo-doo-doo-doo, ka-doo-doo-doo-doo, because I quote Jimi Hendrix in the solo. He was like, okay, and I heard him one time. And of course his ears are amazing. He can play anything he hears. And he quotes Jimi Hendrix. And coming on the trumpet, nobody noticed. So he said, nah, no more Hendrix for me. I'll get back to my bebop. One of the best things, teaching tools, is YouTube. But one of the most disturbing things is YouTube. Remember when we used to study albums?
Yeah.
And we would study tracks, and we'd listen to them over and over and pick up the needle. And then, guess what the next song we listened to was whatever was on that album. I know every song on Abbey Road because I studied it. That doesn't happen on YouTube anymore. The student, I said, go listen to the original 500 Miles High. And they'll dial up Chick Corea 500 Miles High. They'll listen to it, and the next thing they're looking over suggested videos. Okay, here's another version of 500 Miles High. Here's a big band version of 5. And pretty soon, the student has taken his eye off the real objectives. We want him to listen to Chick's 500 Miles High. But this guy comes in with like a vocal version going, well, I was checking this out. And I go, no, let's go back and study their intent. Let's study the whole album. As good a musicians as I think we're turning out, in some ways they're broader and shallower at the same time.
So they're not going into deep enough to the music.
No. An amazing student from Nigeria shows up at Berklee. I mean, John Patitucci heard him. He says, man, he's got the best hands of anybody I've heard at that age. We have a rating system on different skills. And basically he's off the chart on all this stuff. But he had never learned to read. This is a guy who did it the right way. He learned from YouTube, but he focused on Chick Corea. That was inculcated into him, but he couldn't read. And I look at a student like that, I go, man, you've got skills, mad skills. You need balance.
Yeah.
Because Chick Corea is going to never hear you really play when he puts a chart in front of you and says, let's do that, and you get lost before 16 bars. He'll never hear how good you are.
Right.
He'll hear you struggle reading. I was with Ron Carter last week, taking a lesson from him. There's no reason to ever stop learning. Life is built on doing a lot of little things well. You can do one thing great, but if you leave out the detail on the little things, my brother Victor, he talks about winning the day. He said, people walk away from some of our sessions and the thing they remember, man, he just told us to make our bed. Well, if you can't start the day with a success, and you tell me, is an unmade bed a success or is a made bed a success? You can't argue with that. You're just too lazy to be successful the first thing you have to do during the day. Did you put the lid back on the toothpaste? There's a little bit of success. Success, your habits. If I make my bed every morning, I've started the day winning. I've started the day winning, so I can just build on that. That's a habit. Winning is a habit. Our habits are what defines our success and failure. If our habits are good and positive, chances are we're going to be successful. We can have habits that are negative, always down on everybody, blaming everything on everybody. Even when things go good, you find the negativity in positive things and don't find any positive and negative things. That becomes a habit.
And habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny.
See, I could talk for 10 minutes and you just sum it up in like 3 phrases. We were playing at his house one time. He was playing drums. You know, starts playing the Teen Town beat. Stops and goes, let's play Teen Town. And I said, Jocko, I don't know Teen Town. He looked at me, he said, you don't know Teen Town? I said, no, I really, I don't know any of your songs. And there was this pregnant pause, and he loomed up out of the drum stool, and he's so much taller than me. I'm standing up, but he's like, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm about to get my ass whipped because I don't know Teen Town.